And Zoom's done it. He's in second phase of the boss fight. Yeah, it's like Ornstein and Smo. He's now onto the second one, and this guy's going to be empowered. So we'll see how he's going to do up against the Shy as we get into Champions Select. Number 3, JD, first picking the Ryze actually coming in here with the Zac, the Akali, and the Varus ban.
Makes sense. It's worked in the past, what, 5 games here, if we're counting the last series in the EDG as well. So for JDG, it's very clear. Yagao is comfortable on the Ryze pick, and also it sets up Klid's gank patterns a lot. So give it to him, and you have to force him away from the pick. You want to have to challenge him. Rookie hasn't done that just yet.
And Invictus Gaming are going to take away the Rakan, the Skarner that we saw in that last game that came up to so much success, and the Gragas from Klid. Invictus Gaming also lock in their Camille and the Tam Kench. Now, JD actually choose to take away the Ashe portion of that combo.
Yeah, this time around, it's finally Bloom out off the Tahm Kench. A lot of the protection out of the bottom lane now forced away, so I wonder if he goes towards the Braum. A lot more added aggression. Lore battle there too. Got Freljord sitting down there.
Heck yeah.
So if you're JD, a lot of pressure to be had bottom lane. They've waited a little bit to second phase to pick out their jungler. It's going to be the most interesting because there's so many options for gank patterns for him.
IG sticking to the plan though, lock in the Tahm Kench, also lock in Hyper Carry for Jackie though. It's going to be Kai'Sa as the choice right here. Camille is going to be alongside it, so different to game 1 and game 2. But still, looking towards these next bans here towards JD. I wonder if this is going to focus down the jungle again, because it started like this, we've seen it in the previous games, and cleared, get off the carries.
Yeah, if I'm Invictus Gaming, start banning out Olaf is a great example.
Yep.
Just fast clearing junglers. You don't want him up. Lee Sin's a great one because Klid just styles on it. He's a masterful Lee Sin player and finds ganks through lanes that you wouldn't ordinarily find. So he's able to get away from vision on the Lee Sin, and so it makes a lot of sense to just ban it out. Don't want to deal with it.
No, it's just one of those picks that if it gets ahead in the early game, the game's over.
Oh, exactly.
It's just like he'll run away with the game. You don't want that to happen because this is a game that can jump us onto a match point. You don't want that to happen. You just get the Lee Sin out of there, remove the possibility, go for the high percent plays. Galio ban specifically towards Rookie right here. Also looking towards these playmakers. We saw the Orianna right in the last game, but the Galio coming in here, another one, going to be big for him.
And some people would wonder why the top lane bans are not coming through, knowing that the Shy is there and available. The Camille is already a hover. He's played through Camille quite frequently, actually, during the regular season. So the Shy could pick up the Camille here, can also go towards Ning. So I love that they picked up Camille so early on because it empowers their team fighting, and it just outright empowers the Shy's split push and team fight pressure.
We're talking about the fact that Zoom is nervous up against the Shy. I don't know who's more nervous here. To see the Quinn ban towards Zoom, that's striking some fear into the hearts of Invictus Gaming. Jace final ban again to Rookie and the Shy, and it will be an Aatrox lock-in as well.
Yeah, now it just means that mid lane is the pick that we want to look for Invictus Gaming. Rookie has the pick of the litter. He's been holding off because he still look towards Ryze and say Ryze can go top lane. I'm not going to give it that much pressure. And in fact, they just value Aatrox here. So the Shy, no matter what he gets at the top lane, if it's Camille or Aatrox, he's just going to be comfortable in the solo matchup.
Yeah, not a gimme pick anymore. Urgot will find another pick right here. And again, if we just see if there's a 100% win rate on Urgot, not the case. We've seen many, many Urgots now. This is 5 players who've actually picked up the Urgot, and Zoom was definitely the best that we've seen so far in playoffs, and he still is. So I like the fact that he wasn't dissuaded from game 1. He's going to pick it up again in game 3.
And a lot of it is based around the AD carry setup with him as well. It felt like Zoom and Loken were actually very much in tune with how to play around the pick. When Loken had Kai'Sa, found himself in the side lane. And there we have it.
Yes, there it is.
Graves going in here for Klid.
Yeah, we really wanted to see that Graves come out. We saw it in their last round against EDG. They paired it actually with the Sion in the top lane. It was such a smart pickup. Again, we wanted to see carries from Klid so we can actually make stuff happen in the early game. And I feel like that's going to be necessary against IG. I doubt that they're going to be as slow as they were in the last game. And it's going to be a Zoe as well here for Rookies. So definitely looking for these picks to happen in the siege situations. Early game, start getting the ball rolling, and especially when you have the Shy on the field as well.
Yeah, I mean, when you see Zoe come through, Rookie will just end up blasting you midway through the game. Doesn't matter if you've been having early game control, so you have to keep them under lock and key. That being said, double AD carry with a Braum tagged alongside it means that JD is probably going to be playing towards the bottom lane. So I like what I see. Invictus Gaming have to be ready. They have the Tahm Kench there, so that means that the protection is still there. It just means that Ning has to be a little bit more creative. If he goes in towards the mid lane like he did in game 1, the range that Graves has, the early burst that he actually gets for himself, depending on what he gets for his rune page, he's not going to keep you healthy. You're actually just going to outright die in those counter ganks.
Yeah, I mean, I like this composition from IG by itself, but then when you compare it to what they're going to be facing down in these lanes, there's a lot of good lanes coming in for JD. I like the Urgot into the Aatrox, mid lane as well. Ryze will do well into the Zoe. Bottom lane is going to be able to keep bot lane at bay as well, keep pushing them back to that tower, and then you've got Graves and Cherry on top. He's going to be able to dual Ning. So across the board, they actually have the firepower to deal with Invictus Gaming in the laning phase, and that's meant to be their core strength.
It's meant to be a lot of what Invictus Gaming, as you mentioned, a core strength of them, but at the same time empowers Ning. Ning is known as such a great jungler, but he has the tools ready for him. The tools are usually have pushing lanes, and he knows what to do. Now he's in a situation where every lane is pushed up into him, and he needs to be a little bit more creative in his level 2 ganks. The pressure that he has with the Camille, big challenge, big focus onto Ning, as you can see on the camera, what he can do early on in the game when Clid gets his number.
Yeah, I mean, he's isolated in this. He's going to have to be facing him, and Clid, you see him as well on your screen. He is a strong jungler, one of the best. You can easily slot him in at top 3, but does anyone who's watching from the Western audience really know who Clid is? Probably not. Everyone knows who Ning is. Everyone seems to go internationally and support these superstar laners, but Clid, he's going to have his time in the sun and to try and take him down in the jungle as we get into this next game.
Clid has had those highlight plays throughout the season. Last year as well, when he was alongside Doin B, when he was in the roster. So if you don't know Clid, you ain't watching the LPL. But there's a good opportunity. If he takes this series, you'll get to know a lot more about him soon enough.
I mean, 1-1, we've got plenty of action still coming your way tonight here on the Rift. We're going to go in once again. Let's hear what you got, Beijing.
Fans starting to grow there for JD. Remember, next year, JD will have their own venue in Beijing. So it's nice, get them nice and ready, because you're going to be hearing those chants in Beijing soon enough.
They have good memories of Beijing so far as well. The very first game that happened in the studio, they won against RNG in their venue.
There we go.
They're already going to have their first game and see if they can actually break the curse. Because I don't know if you guys have been watching all of the LPL, but every single first game in a new venue, the home team has lost. Yep. Every single time. 6 times. So at some point, it's got to be broken. We'll see if JD can do it next split. But for now, we'll take a look at these keystones. Got same stuff. Into the jungle, though. Clid again. This is what he ran last time when we saw the Graves running with the Dark Harvest.
Remember, Electrocute got nerfed. A lot of people will either go towards Dark Harvest or press the attack. Or even, I guess, the other one in Precision Tree as well that gives you the what's it called? Fleet footwork. Yeah. But Dark Harvest gets you into a farming mode, also has the damage, very comparable early to Electrocute now that that got nerfed. So you're seeing a lot more junglers running around with Dark Harvest. You'll look through Nidalee and solo queue running around with Dark Harvest. Anything that has that one big damage coming forward, you'd expect that. Also, Graves is a great farming jungler. So once you're able to get past that point, I think it was around 50 souls or something, 150, around there, where you can keep the stacks on for much longer. So the damage you're going to be receiving from is going to be much more hectic.
Yeah, a lot of return. Ning's going to control the bottom side, though. We'll get his first grab of the game before retreating back into his own jungle. Clid pathing towards the bottom side, so it's going to be top lane that is essentially just isolated. Zoom into the Shy. And, of course, this is a big matchup, especially for Zoom. You know, he heard it in the face-to-face, and also Zoom just straight up has had a pretty good track record against the Shy. He said he was nervous, but there's no reason to be nervous when you consistently won the matchup. I remember every single solo kill that Zoom has managed to get into the Shy historically in the regular season of both summer and spring.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're nervous at this point, it's because of the stakes that are involved, because you haven't been in this position that often. But thankfully for Zoom, the Shy hasn't been in the situation in playoffs that often as well.
Rookie in the mid lane, managed to connect. Last auto, it's not going to be quite enough. The regeneration coming in from the corrupting pot was just enough to keep him alive. Nice combo there, actually, coming in from the Shy. Maybe there is reason to be afraid. Yeah,
honestly, 2 lanes at the same time where the Shy and Rookie are actually just taking it. Yagao has to go back to base after this wave. So what should look great for JD early on are actually becoming weaknesses.
Oh. I mean, that's just straight the raw talent coming out of these players. I mean, that's specifically the reason why Invictus Gaming have been so strong for so long is because of those laners. And again, Jacket was meant to be the final piece of the puzzle. But again, those solo laners exceptionally strong in their respective roles. And Rookie so far pushing up into this mid lane. Similar thing in the top lane is Clid is now looking to potentially equalize this. Zoom is down on health, so you would expect the Shy to push up, but he's actually playing it super safe. So Graves doesn't see the opportunity to go top, goes into his own jungle.
If we're talking about the Shy's regular season, Comment made a point about it, not playing as much games as Duke, that's true. He's been doing very well in lane. So #1 in damage per minute, CS difference, #3 in experience difference. When it comes to laning phase, sure, he gets the support from Ning, but it pays off heavily. He comes out just smashing people, which is why the respect comes to him very clearly. That even though he hasn't played nearly as many games as Duke, when top laners go up against Invictus Gaming, they only talk about the Shy. They don't give Duke nearly as much respect as the Shy because they know what he did in the past. They know his ceiling.
Oof, Zoom getting interrupted there. Ning was thinking about backing away, but now he's got an opportunity to dive this one. Actually, love the use of the minion dematerializer, but the minion wave is about to dematerialize itself. The Shy gets flipped underneath the tower and clears here as well. Throws out the Infernal Change, doesn't catch on towards the Urgot, but it stops the dive coming in from Ning.
Another great counter gank from Clid. All he does is show up, and now Ning recognizing, remembering the last game, doesn't commit. Just a bad trade for the Shy because he was setting up for the dive that never came.
Rookie is actually just straight blasting Yagao in the mid lane. He's going to have to go back to base in the bottom lane though. Jackie Love and Baolan out of mana on this Ashe, stepping up on this Kai'Sa rather. Logan's able to return fire, running low on resources, running on fumes from both of these bot laners.
Yeah, they're going to be basing soon enough. A lot of minion dematerializers, so let's talk about it. Because mid lane matchup, a lot of times you see Ryze versus Zoe, you're saying Ryze should take the matchup. The issue is, it's very RNG based around what Zoe picks up in her first few spell thieves. And on top of that, if she can find an axis on towards Yagao, because remember, it's usually Ryze is picking up Cleanse, he picked up Teleport here. So one Sleepy Trouble Bubble that you saw really early on in the game is going to throw a lot of that elite away. So it's just one pick that can change the whole game, and one Spell Thieves that can do the same. So it's, I guess it's good. It's a good matchup. It's one of the best matchups, but toss the coin and you get something different.
And with the minion dematerializer, super easy to get down those super short bubbles through the minion wave as well as taking up those cannons. Can be a little bit tricky for Zoe sometimes. Top lane, just trading blows.
Oh.
Flashing through this one, finds the animation cancel on the Disdain, forces the flash out of the Shy. I like the sidestep coming in as well, doesn't land Fear Beyond Death.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have killed, but he would have followed up and likely dived as well. So good idea from the Shy, but back on up. But as you mentioned, good animation canceling, throws up E, immediately flashes forward so he can get that grab. So I like the challenge here between Zoom and the Shy.
Yeah, that is the one animation cancel you even care about if you're an Urgot player.
Yeah.
You can technically animation cancel the ultimate, but there's no reason to most of the time. But that single play is something that will separate the Urgots. And Zoom has actually swapped up to the Ignite here as well, so he was even setting up for a potential kill setup onto the Shy. And it's particularly good into the Aatrox matchup because it's like, well, usually you kill the Aatrox, he's already underneath tower. But you drag him away of the ultimate, and then you force him to run back to the tower again, and you can just kill him for a second time.
Yep, and of course you're going to be right on top, and that's all that really matters. Whenever someone talks about is you know, can you kill someone through GA and Urgot? Yeah, sure. You're still going to die because you're right on top of the Urgot, unless if there's enough follow-up. So that's why the Shy needs to be a little bit more respectful in the lane. He has Comet for a reason, wants to keep him at an arm's reach while still dealing out damage, but needs the help in from Ning as well, because Zoom's just looking for him. Yeah,
this is not a matchup you run Electrocute into with your Aatrox. Yeah, you should not be looking for those trades necessarily, because you get levels underneath your belt, Urgot will just straight up out-trade you.
Are you kidding me?
It lands, Lumao is going to sit in front of his AD carrier. It's like, please don't paddle star me.
Literally just rolled on bottom lane for that spell.
Yeah, he went back mid, yeah. Super annoying for that bottom lane. The Shy looking for this trade. Good on to Zoom. Might commit to this one, but Clid is waiting in the brush. He's waiting for this committal, and the Shy immediately sees it. Pass towards Ning, who jumps in, finds the hook shot, finds the first blood. 2 versus 1 Clid right here, but in comes Yagao to even up the tables. Flash out of the brush. The Shy, everyone's low, but it's going to be kills traded. The Shy getting chased through this minion wave. Teleport, cancelled. Yagao follows through. Spell Flux for the kill.
Great roam from Yagao, and he's just got to get the hell out of here.
Rookie from bot lane to top lane, looking for this, and Yagao with the old juke through the brush, he's going to be good to go. Oh,
wait a minute.
He's still chasing. That was not a real flash. He must have picked one from top lane.
One Sleepy Trouble Bubble will do it. He's just chasing them down like a madman.
But there's walls in the way. Flash full Paddle Star! Gets the snipe. Rookie, the MVP of summer.
Calculated it. That was so well done. Committed the flash for the real flash.
I mean, just stating his name right there, you know, Faker who? We said it before, but Rookie is the guy you got to be looking at. The plays like that are what separates him from the rest of the league.
That was insane, because this was great from JDG to start. I mean, they had it ready. Clidden came in for the counter gank. Sure, Ning had a great separation with his hook shot, being able to take down Zoom, but teleport from Yagao cleans it all up, which should be the end story. The end point about this. Yagao gets a double kill, heads back home. Only issue is, they were so comfortable they canceled out the teleport because they didn't expect the little girl to be rolling right through. Really well played following through. That being said, Ning
Wait
dies.
a minute. Ning is diving into the turret, takes way too many tower shots. He'll drop. Clid rocks up to the bottom lane. Baolan spitting out his AD carry, but they're still chasing Loken. They've got a lot of slows coming in from this Yordian bottom lane.
Yeah, even sending out E just because they have the vision, but they want out.
Yeah, it's like Rookie is like, please take me to safety, but Jaculov, he already took the cat bus, and the Gao in from the mid lane. He wants a bit of revenge onto the Zoe. Baolan grabs him out of the portal jump, takes him back to the tower and throws him to safety.
Even with that nerf, you still get one, and that's all that really mattered. In fact, the play happened for so long, bled into the replay, so he was probably his second one. Insane dive. Loken and Lumao were red.
Clid, he's got the collateral damage. He just wanted to escape, man.
Just let him go.
He tried so hard.
Let him pass go for free.
So many, like everyone talks about, you can't use the portal jump as an escape tool. Apparently you can when there's a Tam Kench, but apparently you can't when Clid's going to be chasing you down. This is why you give him a carry pick.
He was trying for it down bottom lane. You just take a look at the very beginning. Lumao sent out his shield to begin with. That's why they actually were able to just move towards the second tier tower. Ning doesn't have any HP, so he's going to be able to piece out there. That was the first swallow from Baolan. Rescues his AD carry, but they recognized that Ryze was actually coming from the mid lane. The journeyman from the top side of the map all the way mid lane, now heading bottom lane. So Baolan and Jaculov get straight out of there. Rookie left out to dry, but he knew that Baolan was coming back. Didn't have much mana, but you only need one ability to save out your brother. Rookie piecing out using his ultimate, and there's already a fight happening in real time.
Yeah, it's happening again live. Baolan getting chased back to the tower. It's all the way through his shield, and Loken just walks him to the tower, walks him down, and gets himself another kill.
Relentless. We said this going into the game, that they were going to be brute force with the bottom lane. Double AD carry with Braum makes things easy. Ning thinks he can get something top lane.
I mean, he can try, but it's risky against an Urgot underneath tower. He's going to see Ning, so you have to commit to this one. He's actually running away from the tower as the World Ender is pop chasing through with the Qs here. And it's just up and down, just get to move. Nice, clean gank coming in from Ning.
There we go. You got that extra life with the ultimate being expended there. That being said, Jaculov once again the target.
Yeah, Baolan's there to save him, though. Lumao's going to have to walk through the tower to get back to safety. But Jaculov chunked down to half as Loken is still returning fire. Baolan at least approaching until this mini wave crashes.
Yeah, honestly, they did their job. Being able to take half HP onto Jaculov puts him in dive's reach. So I wonder how much information Invictus Gaming have here. Teleport coming through.
Set up with the Fissure, doesn't quite find its mark. Top lane, the Shy is going to get this tower, but Baolan, turning around. It's going to be Fear Beyond Death. Needed one more auto attack to confirm that one. Feels bad for Zoom, but he's going to get a consolation prize in the form of this Tam Kench. Third kill over to Loken and the tower on top of it.
You know what? You'll lose that top lane tower, but you get that one kill in tower back. Well done, Zoom. Great teleport there. I was wondering, because that was a great trade in the bottom lane. I was wondering if Invictus Gaming had enough vision to see if Clid was nowhere nearby so they could stay underneath the tower a little bit longer. The teleport makes up for that. So Zoom willing to give up his own advantage top lane to try and get something going bottom side of the map. Well done.
And it's just been back and forth action. Yeah, a bit of an uh-oh, but we're okay. JD, barely had. This is dead on equal, actually, in this matchup at 12 minutes. Very different for game 1 and game 2. Usually by this point, it was just a clear-cut advantage to one of these two teams. But this time, we get to enjoy a game where it's even.
And it's honestly, sure, it's even. It's a little bit more spread out for Invictus Gaming. A lot more focused for JD. 3 kills, all on Loken. We saw how much damage he was able to output last game on the Ashe pick. Very confident walking forward. And he should be equally confident here, just knowing that there's a lot of CC that he has eyes on. The only one he needs to be worried about is Ning if he were to get diving on top of him. Otherwise, he should be able to free fire.
And Clid starting off the Herald here should be able to take it with no worries. Ning's already going back to base, so there will be no contest from him. So JD, while controlling this side, will be able to get themselves yet another advantage. Looking towards this top tower, actually, because Loken's already there. I'd be surprised if Ning didn't path towards at least to the top side of the jungle, as this will be a 3-man push, plus a Herald most likely from Clid.
Very respectful on the shy. Knows that he doesn't have Ning. He's going to be able to peace out. Maybe get some experience. So he's there just for experience, but he knows that Lumao has flash. And not that really JD needs is just a flash Q from Lumao to get the kill.
Yeah, there's a world in which he just saves the Herald as well for next tower if they choose to push this one. IG are going to get themselves Dragon on the opposite side of the map, but they may keep it for mid lane or even a second turret.
Yeah, the only worry here for JD is that they're not going to be able to defend mid with just Yagao. They need some backup. That being said, they're going to lose the tower anyways, but it's the difference between taking this one tower and the inner tower as well.
So IG do actually trade up in that scenario. There's still banked tempo here for JD in the form of that Herald, but it needs to be converted actually into something tangible. Rookie. Oh. Yep, a lot of damage coming out from him in this mid game, reminiscent of that Jace game in game 1.
They're teleporting here, so they might be using Rift Herald immediately. I think there's a decent amount of defense here. They would probably have to pull the Shy to come back mid.
Arrow loosed. Going to go right off the map and hit someone else in Runeterra in the face, but not going to be any of IG. Here comes the Herald. Can we find the interrupt though? Ning's going to jump onto that front line immediately with the initiate onto Loken, pushing him all the way back, but he's going to get the save right here. He's eventually going to go down, and the Shy right behind the team. Fear beyond left though, and a Fear onto the rest of Invictus Gaming. Oh. They are routed, but the Shy doing so much damage, carving up the backline, carving up Cleared, and it's a complete disaster. Yagao, 1-on-3. Can he make it happen? Ning low. Can he back away from the minion wave? And Yagao, you are not going anywhere. 5 kills to IG.
So close to get the kill on Ning, but Ning did his job. Jumping straight in, absolutely demolishing Loken, and then allows the Shy to complete the job. The janitor there, flashing over the wall to get one, and just phasing over the wall to go straight on towards Clid. Well done from both Ning and the Shy to clean up that fight.
4 kills, 5 kills even, over to Invictus Gaming. I mean, it was close, but it was all about the Shy, as you mentioned, and it was set up after this play.
Super decisive. Rise goes back to base, so he's not there for a long time. So it's easy to just get the jump on Loken, the one with the most amount of gold. Zoom flashes in to get the Fear. Well job. You do get it on 2 members, but it's not enough. No damage left. Yaga actually leaves as soon as he come into the fight. So yeah, unfortunate for him. He was so close to getting this fight. He actually sacrifices himself for that 1 kill that never came.
Yeah, real feels bad, man, because Rookie somehow managed to curve the bubble around the minion wave to hit Yagao at the final fight. He actually at least should have picked up a kill right there in that 1-on-3, if not 2, but somehow the bubble hits. He goes to sleep. He didn't want to. Too many sleeping pills, and then goes down. Invictus Gaming, feeling pretty good about that last fight, and specifically about the Shy. I feel like this was a very good substitution. I mean, that's where it pays off. You know, talking about the analysts as they were saying that, you know, the Shy may be a more risky player, but it's not risky when it's a high reward play every single time.
And the one chip on the Shy's shoulder that he's had was his team fighting. They knew him as a great solo laner, someone you could put him on the side lane and just split push, or just for his dominating laning phase. But during the summer split, even a little bit in the spring split as well, just in the back half of it, he's actually been working on his team fighting, and that's the result of that. I felt like that was a very strong flank ward that he came in, and he prioritized the Graves immediately, did his job. So that's the Shy. You'll be seeing a lot more of him throughout the series, assured.
Yeah, a little over average though there from JD to literally set up in front of Invictus Gaming in full view and place down their Herald. You know, if Invictus Gaming didn't choose to go for that fight, it's just like, well, that wouldn't be Invictus Gaming. You know, every single one of these playoff teams would look at that and be like, I don't think so, Sunshine. Yeah. We're going to engage.
That was a very weird window too. Yeah. Not only was Clid setting down that Rift Herald, but it was also a base from Yagao. At the same damn time, no damage is going to be coming forward. So you could see how confident JD were in that situation, saying, they won't challenge us.
There's no way.
There's not a possibility. It's like one of those anime endings. You're like, actually.
And there's Nerasa's voice, but they did. And they just smacked them in the mid lane. So IG finally take the lead in this game, about 3,000 gold ahead. Now, we were just talking about how even it was. And they also pick up that dragon. Next dragon's also going to be a mountain, though. So do expect to be a contest over that. As Yagao and Clid just sweep it up towards the mid lane, sweep it away towards.
One positive thing if you're Invictus Gaming is that you forced Loken to now change his build up a little bit more. Now moves in towards the stopwatch. It will be harder, sure, to kill him, but being able to do that actually changes up a lot for him. Because he's been trying to get towards that rapid fire cannon, trying to get out the damage because he's had a lot of the resources of the team. Now has to build defensively. So for him, he's going to have to stop the major DPS point of his build, just so he keeps himself protected in these fights.
It just feels like this game in particular, Game 3, is just so important. You know, whoever takes match point first always doesn't feel like the other team will be able to recover. You look at Invictus game with the amount of momentum, they are so hungry to get this final. I mean, they should have had one in spring. And JD, can you come back from this, or are you just going straight into qualifiers?
That's a real question. I mean, Dom mentioned it on the desk. This team hasn't been clutch when it comes to that final game, when they're getting pushed towards, let's say a good example is the Gauntlet tournament up against WE to find yourself a ticket to Worlds. They got to that point into a Game 5, failed in a crucial position. Rookie wasn't as good as he has been during the bulk of his season. You look towards what happened last spring. Sure, they didn't have the Shy. They had barely practiced with Duke, but it came down to Game 5 with how well Invictus Gaming were playing, and then deflated. Rookie couldn't actually play up to par. And so, if you find yourself in match point, Invictus Gaming need that, because I'm kind of questioning what mental space they'll be in if JDG takes this game.
I mean, there's empirical evidence as well. You look at a lot of their wins, both in spring and summer, a lot of 2-0s across the board. You know, when they beat a team, they'll just straight up wipe them. You know, it won't be a 1-2. It's not going to be like a JD. In fact, I look at JD, and they're a team who would typically go to a third game. Usually because they'd be trying something different in Game 2 once they have that buffer. And they were like, okay, let's win now. But we saw a lot of 3-game sets coming out from this team. So Invictus Gaming, if they ride the momentum, they're definitely a momentum team if I've ever seen one. Right now, we're looking towards Dragon, which has just spawned. Balan and Ning bring up the rear. Gonna push into the mid lane. Actually warding towards top side. Take a look at this from JD.
Oh, they're in great position towards the Baron, but this would be the second Mountain Dragon for Invictus Gaming.
It's down already. Yeah, I don't think JD are going to rush it. Certainly not. At least they're going to clear out the vision, but they're kind of leaving themselves a little bit exposed unless they can get a pick into the mid lane here. The arrow is loose. It lands immediately onto Jackie. The save over the wall by Baolan. And Zoom slowing him down. Instant cleanse comes through. Yagao sweeping him from the side as well, but in comes Ning. Flash forwards, gets the lockdown onto Yagao as well. The shot comes in front to back here. Luma tries to get in range, tries to block for the team, and Zoom pushing forward. He gets one, but Jackalo's going to finish him off, and it's a wipe once again for IG.
Clean sweep. Clid is actually the only one there, but I don't think he's going to have the heart to steal this Baron away from Invictus Gaming. So well played, and it just came down to the engage from Ning. Ning came in hot and recognized that the Shy was actually coming in from the bottom side. Pincered Yagao. There was actually no way for him to get out, so he got blown up. There's your DPS. Easier to move on to Lois Loken, and so JDG just crumbled.
The target was Jacula, but the save was there from Balan. He didn't even die.
Yeah.
The getaway driver was there, and he got to safety. They turned it around, and it was so well played from here on out.
It was a story of vision. They didn't have vision of Baolan. Baolan came, saved him, gobbled him up. Looking towards Aatrox. No vision of Aatrox. When Ning comes in through, they were completely surprised, and JDG put them in very vulnerable positions to try and save Yagao, and they all fall for it.
He was just locked down from the Camille and then sliced up Rookie in this 1 versus 2. Kills Kid, looking towards Zoom and kiting around this mini wave. He just can't find purchase right now. And he still managed to take him down. The rest of the team's here, and Rookie comes up trumps 2 kills.
They came in hot to protect him. I don't even know how it started, but it felt like he had that all down. I think he was all right.
He was fine, yeah. Now getting chased back to the inhibitor tower, and Invictus Gaming accelerating. When they get a lead, they will push everything. They will take an inch, they will take a mile. Top tower down with the Baron buff. This is going to be an inhib down.
Yeah, Brutes are down. Clid and Zoom are going for
and they find the lockdown. The ultimatum is given over to Yagao. He dies again, getting triggered from the last fight. 3 kills over to Invictus Gaming. At least an inhib now.
34 seconds on death timers. This is important. Remember what happened when TOP went up against RNG and kept running into them. That could be game if you make the wrong choice.
I mean, the Shy separated over the wall. Here comes Tam Kenchlow saving him, and they're looking for the turnaround fight. The Shy will go right back on towards this one. Drops into the passive. Rookie into the fight. Lumao low. There's the turnaround kill. Zoom gets one onto Ning. Zoom pushing forward, but Jackie Love over the wall. 1 kill. Looks for the second onto Clid. Zoom routed. Pushed back to the tower and put down by Rookie.
They tried to fight. Remember, now Zoom and Lumao are down. If you're Invictus Gaming, you just keep going for it. JDG, I don't want to call it desperation, but they're just going for it. They think that they're so far behind that they just need any one of these windows that they have, just small windows of Rookie having low HP, Ning in a vulnerable position. But Baolan, every single time a pick is looked for from JDG, Baolan says that's not happening. Back away. Blows his flash to protect Ning in that situation. Well, honestly, That's an MVP performance from him.
I mean, at a certain point, you just go for it if you're JD. You know, you're this far behind. It's just like, let's crunch out this game, get to the second game. We talked about them being a team not upset by momentum either way. So go for it. Try and end the game. Try and get a comeback into this one. But you're right, Battleland. I think every single time I've seen anyone try and find a pick, he's just there.
Yep.
I don't know how he does it. It's just like in the flavor text, Battleland will be next to you. This is no matter who the pick target is.
This is nerf Tom Kench, by the way. So while everyone says that there's no more Tom Kench going to be played, you forget that Tom Kench is annoying as hell no matter how long that W cooldown is. You only need one. That's all you get.
It's that initial save.
All it takes is that one save. They find it because the Shy is pretty low in HP. They go for the Shy this time around. Flashes over to save him and spit him out. So that bought a lot of time for the Shy and Rookie to come through. Take a look at the damage Rookie does here. Right onto your main carry. There's no way you take that fight when Loken is that low in HP.
And then they push into you. That was not expected from JD. They just wanted a pick. They didn't want a full-on fight. And they don't want this one either because they're all just dropping like flies. It's not even close. Clid running back to his towers, but right behind him, here's the TK, ready to lock down Zoom. Tries to cleanse out of it, but he's gobbled him up. Delicious meal for him, delicious meal for IG. The veracity from this team. It's going to be 4 kills onto the towers. Invictus Gaming ignoring JD. Right now, it's RNG in their crosshairs, looking towards Nanjing. They'll take game 2. They'll take game 3.
Match point for Invictus Gaming. They are so close to taste it. Going to Nanjing very soon. If they could take this next one, it's important. Invictus Gaming, 2 wins where they showcase they can just snowball on you. Coming up with these snowball compositions where JD takes the 1 win based off of what is slower, methodical play, surgical. Issue here is Invictus Gaming has no time for that. You already see where the damage is coming through. Rookie on the Zoe, the last pick Zoe that they got for him. And there's a reason why it was last pick. Confident. Even in a matchup that you would think that wouldn't work out well for him, he knew that he had the backing of Ning and the Shy there. So once the team fight started rolling around, came in very hot in these in the flank opportunities, netting a lot of wins for Invictus Gaming.
And this is the style that I like to see from Invictus Gaming. You know, that game 2 was slow. You know, it gave a chance for JD to come into the game. In fact, they had priority through the majority of that game with that Quinn. This time, they acknowledge what JD can do. They ban it away in Champions League. They draft around it, and they draft some initiative. And we saw that over and over again. They just win these fights, and they keep taking it. A lot of them started out of our field of view. We were watching the replay, and they were already going for another play. So Invictus Gaming never sat down. They kept on coming at JD, and now they're on match point. For now, we're going to send it back to the analysts to take a look at that 3rd game.
And look at that, the Shy comes in, and suddenly all of IG's troubles go away. Now, it has to be said, he played the same champion Duke played. He went the exact same build Duke played. The only thing that was different was the player behind the keyboard and mouse, and of course, taking Comet instead of Electrocute. So my expert deduction is that Comet is overpowered, and that's why Invictus Gaming won Game 3. What's your take, Clement?
My take is that I was always a The Shy fan. Forget everything I said about Game 2, you know, like, he's such a great player.
So
he was a
Riven
streamer, and he plays the Aatrox like a Riven as well, just chopping people up. And, okay, honestly, I was wrong Game 2. The Shy is a god.
Yeah, he came in.
He showed it for that.
And that's so wacky because Week 8, Week 9, Invictus Gaming were playing with Duke, and they looked unstoppable with him. Duke was playing some of the best games that he's ever played. The Shy came in and looked like he didn't. He was still playing the Shy, but he didn't fit with Invictus Gaming as a team player. All of that was resolved in this game. He was still the Shy, but he was also getting massive TP flanks.
Definitely. He was playing a bit of off-meta champions. Wasn't driving with the team so well, but this time around with the Aatrox, oh boy, was he so scary. And a lot of it does come off from the counter initiation, I would say, coming in from Invictus Gaming. The speed at which they collapse and the different angles which they go at their carries. JD Gaming, they just didn't have the mobility to even get away from these fights. And you can see the target selection from Invictus Gaming as well, always going on to Loken as the absolute first target of choice.
Rookie with the mind-blowing Sleepy Trouble Bubble from across the Raptor camp to land that there. The big initiate, though, was Ning on that Camille, going for the flash hook shot multiple times in these fights to force JD into these situations where they say, okay, we're using Rift Herald, we're going to push, this is a set play, we're prepared, we've got vision. Oh no, it's been interrupted by a Camille flashing onto me in Hextech Ultimatum. I'm a Graves, I can't do anything.
And the Camille pick is so important because there's two things. It ensures that you have mid lane priority. There's nothing that can survive the level 2 gank of a Camille plus a Zoe. That is the strongest combination possible. So you could run Zoe into a counter matchup, and it wouldn't matter. You could still see Rookie control the lane throughout the early laning phase. The second point is it's still a flex pick coming in from the Shy. So you always have to worry about, hey, what am I actually facing up against in towards the top lane? So great opening pick. And Tahm Kench, I really like that part of the draft.
Yeah.
They saw what JD Gaming was doing in Game 2. It's all about pick, pick, pick. And even Tahm Kench was heavily nerfed. It didn't matter. They still selected it away. And I actually felt like JD Gaming, they still ran into the composition with the exact same thought process once more.
And here was a chase from JD to try and take a fight bottom, but it's just the constant repositioning that we saw from Invictus Gaming in these fights to save people as Rookie gets scooped away.
And
now, he does die a little bit later, but
he does die. But we were timing that play right there, and Balan actually got his Devour up right at that second where the play was needed. He actually did swallow Jackie Love earlier on to bring everyone away. We thought Rookie was left for dead.
Yeah.
But he still got back and saved it. He will be my MVP this game for me.
One of those moments where you're just sitting there and you're just mashing Devour, save the carry, and Balan was able to do it. He's one of the best Tahm Kenches in the entire league, had a great performance in that game. We'll be getting to the MVP still in just a moment, but it wasn't just that we were seeing Balan saving people, that we saw the Shy on this carry. Everyone on IG stepped up. Jackie Love was ulting in to zone people out, knowing he had the protection of his team. If JD want to come back and turn this around, how do they shut this team down? Because Invictus Gaming are on match point.
I think the biggest thing is you have to look at really mid lane priority. Whoever has controlled the mid lane consistently, I felt like has taken away the game. And it's really all snowballed out of laning phase skirmishes. You think about this game, it's been the top lane skirmish as well that really got out of hand for JD Gaming. So you have one strong lane, you have your jungle play towards that. That has been the best solution so far in this entire series. Whether it's Quinn, whether it's Zoe, Camille, you have to get one of those in place in your solo lanes.
Yeah, well, the Shy will take our MVP on that Aatrox. Surprise, surprise, taking it to the top lane against Zoom 5-1-11. This is his 4th MVP, his first of playoffs, but this is also his first playoffs game, and he takes MVP.
How do I always underestimate this guy? I thought the Duke was doing fine, but the Shy just blew me away with all those mechanics. And you have to remember, there's a lot more in the bag for the Shy. One thing I do give him is that he has extra champion picks. Camille is a big one right there. Kennen is one of them. I feel that he does play very slightly better than Duke as well. And in this fight, what surprised me was the teleport timing was on point. This was the biggest reason why Duke actually played more in the previous splits as well. But this time around, he was on point every single time, and he found his ways to the carries so fast.
Yeah, getting those perfect teleport flanks and finding the openings onto JD Gaming to force these extended fights. But Clement, we're at match point.
Yep.
The IG curse could very well be broken here. Now that I've said it, it has to go the other way, and we have to see JD bring it to Game 5. But do you think it's going to happen? Do you think Invictus Gaming can close this out?
I think red side means too much in this matchup. So I expect teams to go to Game 5, but Invictus Gaming with the Game 5 red side should have the should be favored overall in this series.
All right, well, we're going to continue to simmer on that and try to get a bit more of a crystal clear answer, but let's take a break in the meanwhile. That Game 4 is coming at you in just a few minutes.